Hey, we're live. There we go. YouTube, let me know when you've gotten here, when you've come in. Make me a comment or drop me a like or do something. Follow, subscribe, ding some bells, turn on some notifications. Let's get this party started. It's Thursday night, and it's time to talk about how to catch some fish. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're going to talk about how to catch some fish. Fishing's good. Fishing's real good. Real good. So, that's the first thing I guess we should say is it's a fun time of year to fish. I think there's a lot of people with some extra time on their hands. No better way to do it. Get out there on the pond. Keep your buddy on the back deck. You stay on the front deck. Y'all keep 10 feet in between you. Social distance from everybody else. And then get out there and just get to whacking on them because it is out there to be had right now, man. What is going on? Y'all start dropping comments. Start texting your buddies. Let's get everybody up in here. Make this an official party. Bryant White, Melton Horner, Chuck Cagle, Bob Shannon. Bobby Shannon, what's up? Tom Lowe, Kevin Jones, the PB Dad. My dog. Kaysen, Gaby, Todd, Udi is here. Texas Kayak Adventures. Guggen Slayer. That is an interesting name, to say the least. Casho Mix, something like that. Fred Solis, Brian Proctor, Bass Raider Gambo, 6 Mile John Chance. What you doing, boy? Jack Attack, Wayne Mays, Kyle Blaze. How we get Wayne Mays and Kyle Blaze to comment back to back? That's phenomenal, right there. Like, it must be our night, boys. I'm just saying, it must be our night. And John Gage. You know what we got? Wayne Mays, Kyle Blaze, John Gage. What in the woo? Son, we on tonight. Just telling you. Brian Proctor, Jared Carson, Ryan Burrows, Scott Grizz. I don't know how to say that. Brian Proctor coming again. As Cruiser, Bart Armstrong. Whoo! If I missed you, I apologize. I try to get everybody that commented. Thank y'all so much. If you haven't commented yet, comment. If you haven't hit the thumbs up yet, go ahead and hit that. Let's get some folks in here. Start telling everybody, hey, it's on and popping, baby. We live. It's about to go down. D. Rogers in the house. You know what I'm saying? Like, D. Rogers is in the house. It must be going down. Anyway. A little too wound up tonight. Fishing's been too good the last couple weeks. It's been phenomenal. Not as good this week for big fish as it was last week. Still really good fishing. So, let's start with top 5 baits. Nice try, bud. Who said nice try, bud? Oh, on your name? It's a hard. I'm not a spelling or English major, folks. I'm a fishing guide, so the pronunciations are not going to always be the best. Let's get top 5 baits going. Frog. They bit a frog. They bit a frog. They bit a frog better this morning than they have. Most days there is a frog bite going around. It hasn't just been phenomenal, but today they actually bit it pretty good this morning. Well, they swirled at it pretty good this morning. We'll say that. But I would predict with the rain that's still coming, the warm weather coming next week, the frog bite should keep getting better and better. I definitely have a frog tied on right now every stinking day for sure. All right, that's number 1. Let's go to number 2. What's our number 2 bait, folks at home? Number 2, we're going to have a couple of weightless plastics in here. And the reason why I put both of them here is because we're catching fish on both of them. And some days one's better, the next day the other's better. I'm just throwing both until they tell me what they want. The Clout stick bait, rigging that on a 3/0 jugular offset round bend hook. You can also use the EWG if you like. I don't mind using the EWG on a weightless plastic. Nirvana. There's 2 different colors of weight plastics I'm using right now. I'm using watermelon red. I'm using Nirvana. If I'm in the darker water or we have a super cloudy day like we had today, then I use Nirvana most of the day. If I'm in cleaner water, sun's out, I'm going to use watermelon red. Clout stick bait rig, Texas rig, weightless style is definitely getting some bites for us. And ZW, where you at, ZW, Zach Watts, the wacky worm, the divine shaky head worm in the 6.3 size, half a nail weight in the head, Gamakatsu finesse wide gap, weedless hook, rigged in the middle, make it wacky style, make it Watts style, wacky Watts, ZW, my man that throws a wacky religiously. It's always wacky worm in the top 5 baits for ZW. In fact, the wacky worm is the entire top 5 baits for ZW 90% of the time. That's doing well. Of course, we're doing a lot of sight fishing. We're sight fishing every day. If you've heard that the water's too dirty to sight fish in, do not believe the hype, folks. We're looking at them every day. We're catching good ones every day sight fishing. Stroker Crawl, natural color. This is green pumpkin. I've been using that because I ran out of my green pumpkin burst. I need to go to 6censfishing.com and order me some Stroker Crawls, some Clout, some Divine Shaky Worms. Another bait we're going to talk about here in a minute. And when I go to 6censfishing.com and make my order, I'm going to be sure and punch in that code. Your Lake Fork Guide. It'll get you a 10% discount on all orders. Stroker Crawl. This is a 3/8 ounce. You know, I've been trying to stay way back off these bedfish. When you're having to make long, accurate pitches, having a little heavier weights will help you a little bit. So I have stepped up to a 3/8 ounce Texas rig for my sight fishing. Normally I would rather go with a quarter, but 6-1, half a dozen, right? And this helps me make longer pitches more accurate. Got a couple of knot shield little deals right here above my knot to keep my glass bead off my knot. Got a glass bead and a tungsten, so when I'm shaking it in the bed, it goes like this. You got to do it in that exact rhythm. They'll buy it every time. It's like Sex Panther cologne, folks. We told that joke once earlier on Facebook tonight. But 60% of the time, it works every time. Yeah, that's sight fishing. We're doing a lot of sight fishing. That's the main thing I'm doing is sight fishing. I'm doing that more than anything else because I love it. I love sight fishing. And another bait. It's a little bit of a surprise, and I got to give a shout out to my boy, Captain Ron. Captain Ron told me to start throwing this bait around. I think it was the end of last week, late last week, or maybe it was early this week. I don't remember. Either way, Captain Ron told me to start throwing a jerkbait. We tied one on, started throwing it. I just grabbed a color that I thought was the right color to throw in those conditions, and it happened to be the same exact color Captain Ron's throwing. But they are biting a jerkbait a little bit, just kind of random bites. I mean, you can catch them on the windy points on a jerkbait. You can also kind of catch them in the spawning areas on a jerkbait where it's deep enough to throw one out in front of the spawning grounds, especially if there's some wind in that area. You can just kind of go fishing a jerkbait around and catch fish on it at Lake Fork. I'm throwing the Tennessee shad color. Greenback white side, a little bit of orange on the belly, but greenback white side looks a lot like a gizzard shad color to me. They're biting a jerkbait. Throw a jerkbait, folks at home. Throw a jerkbait. That is kid tested, Captain Ron approved, in case you're wondering. That is our top 5 baits. We got wacky worm, we got wacky rigged divine shaky head worm from 6 Sense Fishing. We got a weightless Texas rig clout stick bait from 6 Sense Fishing. We got a Provoke 106X Tennessee river colored jerk bait from 6 Sense Fishing. We've got a stroker crawl from 6 Sense Fishing, Texas rig for sight fishing, and we got a Spro popping frog. Go to 6sensefishing.com if you can't tell. Go order some baits. Punch in that Your Lake Fork Guide code. Get that 10% discount. Now, let's answer some questions. That exact rhythm. That's right. You have to do that exact click, 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 click. That's what gets your bites. Here we go. Let's talk about it. Tim says, Timmy Rhodes is in the house, my old tournament partner. My old tournament partner, my brother from another mother. Hope Timmy's doing good. I just talked to you yesterday, actually. I know you're doing good. Another Tim, purple icon Tim says, I'll be out there at Lake Fork on Sunday through Tuesday. Any advice for fishing in the rain and stained water? Yeah, throw your frog, throw your Nirvana-colored stick baits and wacky worms, and throw a jerkbait around a little bit. Best I got right now, bro. Jared Kemper Fishing is in the house. We appreciate you. What's your experience with the Swank 77X? It is a great bait for throwing. It's actually a crankbait that works really well in grass. It's a grass crankbait. Phenomenal grass crankbait. Are the lakes busy with the virus going on? You know, the 2 weeks before this week, like ever since we had MLF, the next 2 weeks after that were crazy. As busy as I've ever seen Lake Fork in the last 10 years. Like insanely busy. This week, it hasn't been as bad. I think that's because we had some rain, like real bad rain Monday. And then it's just been kind of cloudy and windy and rainy and da-da-da-da. And so the lake hasn't been as crowded this week. It's still been pretty crowded, but not as crowded. But yeah, the lakes have been really crowded with the coronavirus stuff. How is the goat boat? Well, it's the greatest bass boat of all time. It's awesome. Phenomenal. Skeeter FXR, man. I can't imagine too many people are looking to buy boats right now. But if you are, Skeeter FXR could not have a higher recommendation from me. It is really good. How often do you fish Little Caney? A lot. A lot. Especially this time of year, I fish it a lot. And so does everybody else. It's been really crowded in Little Caney. Favorite bandit color ever? Splatterback. You talking about bandit crankbaits? Splatterback. Gotta show love for the lipless fella. Oh, you caught D Money caught a 7-pounder on a lipless last week. There you go, D Money. Is the Lowrance Ghost fixed yet? It's not. You know, my Lowrance guys have fallen behind, I guess, because of everything that's going on. So I'm still waiting to get my Lowrance Ghost fixed yet. How far is my guide trips booked out? My next availability, as of right now, is July, but there's a lot of moving parts to that. Like I had to refill some cancellations from this week. I had a guy that booked 3 days this week that canceled. I refilled them all real quick. Me personally, though, right now and over the next 2 weeks, I've already called and verified the guys from the next 2 weeks. They're all coming, so I don't have any cancellations as of right now over the next 2 weeks. But my next open date that I know of for sure is July. Yo, homie, back again. Big C in the house. We appreciate you joining us. Colton Doc, what's up, buddy? Johnny Rockets in the house. What is up? Mike Perez from Laredo, Texas. Laredo, Texas. Mike Perez, do you know where San Ignacio is? I used to deer hunt right outside of San Ignacio when I was a kid with my stepdad and my uncle and my grandpa and all that. You know, we go down there to San Ignacio. We used to eat at some little restaurant. If you could tell Mike Perez, if you could tell me the name of a little one-stop restaurant, little white building that was in San Ignacio in the 90s, I would love it because I loved eating that place. I know it's got to be closed down. I mean, it's such a little small operation. But if you could remind me of the name of that restaurant, that would be amazing. I've been trying to tell people about it for years. Tim says, maybe I'll see you out there. Hey, I'll be out there Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'll be there, dog. Holler if you see me. Wave to me. Come up and see me. I'll be in that silver and black thing right back there. Holler at me if you see me, bud. Playing Gone Fishing, listening to my weekly info. I love it. I love it. I love it. The Wheeler interview was awesome. So we had Jacob Wheeler on the podcast this week. It aired on Tuesday. We didn't get as many listens on that, as many views on that as we normally do. Man, that was our best podcast we've ever done. Jacob Wheeler, that interview was unbelievable, man. Thank him so much. He was such a cool dude. He talked to us for almost an hour. Really, really, really cool guy. Really enjoyed the video from yesterday. Thank you, man. I dug in on that one. I tried to do my very best effort on that one right there. Hopefully that'll help a lot of you guys. I think, there's some good info in there, so hopefully it'll get you guys on some fish. Barrett Benefield, 8th grade homework stinks. I don't know. I've been a long time since I've done 8th grade homework. In fact, you know what? I don't think I ever did any 8th grade homework. Probably when I ended up being a fishing guide. I'm just saying. My favorite boat snack, summer sausage and cheese. There you go. I'm a summer sausage fan. Fred Solis, you were born in San Ignacio. No way. That's really cool. Where were you born in San Ignacio? In like a shack? There ain't a hospital there, bro. How many fish did we boat today? Man, I'm the worst. I don't know. I'm the worst at keeping count. I know we didn't catch very many big ones. We had like a 6.5 pounder was the biggest one we had today. This week in general, the big fish have not been as plentiful, like the real big ones. Last week was like we had 8 pounders every day, or bigger. But this week not so much. Captain Ron from Kansas, love your show. Hey, dude, thank you very much. We appreciate you watching. Bass Raider Gambo says, one of the best subscription I have is yours. So much good info. Heck yeah, dude. Thank you, man. He says he appreciates it. Brother, we appreciate you. Thank you very much, sincerely. I am a very grateful man for all of you guys, that's for sure. Bait recap, sure thing, bud. We're throwing the weightless clout, weightless Texas rig clout. We're throwing a wacky one. We're throwing both those. Some days about one better than the other. We're throwing a hollow body frog run. We're throwing our Texas rig stroker crawl for sight fishing and a jerk bait. A jerk bait is getting a lot of bites. And Colton Doc, you know about throwing that jerk bait now, old son. My most famous person I had on my boat, I can't say. It's a top secret deal. Cody Cannon was close. Whiskey Myers, lead singer. We did a video with him. We shot that last week. He caught about an 8 pounder with us. That was a good. We didn't really. Actually, the what's going on this year, it's been weird. The video days have been the worst days of the week. Like every week, it seems like. Like I filmed with Cody Cannon from Whiskey Myers last week. That video aired Monday. That was the worst day of the week. Every other day that week, we caught them significantly better than that. It just is the way it goes. Sometimes when you turn them cameras on, it gets hard to catch them. Trying to think of who would be more famous than Cody Cannon that I've had on my boat. There's been one that I'm seriously not allowed to say. It's anonymous. They want to keep it top secret. Cross Big Mustang this morning. It was white capping. Oh hell no! Turned around and went back home. Man, you should have went. You could get. It really wasn't that bad. It was a little rough on some parts of the lake, but you could get out of it. Was Cody Cannon a military guy? No, he started. They got their band together in college, and their career kind of took off from there. When they were supposed to be going to college, is what he told me. I think it's something like that. Do you always throw the frog on braid? Yes, always throw the frog on braid. Always, always, always. Size hook on the weightless, 3/0. 3/0 is what I'm throwing on there. But those 6-cent hooks have a real heavy gauge to them. That's why I'm throwing a 3/0, not a 4/0 or 5/0. They're a heavy gauge hook. Should have made Cannon get out a guitar and serenade the fish. We're doing that next time. We're definitely making him serenade fish next time. Where did Frogman come from? I will have to ask Cody Cannon that question. I don't know. That's a great song. I like it. Have I had any scary accidents on the water or seen any? I've never had an accident on the water. There were no boating accidents. I've had some scary moments where like a storm brewed up and got me in some real like big 6, 7 foot waves. It was crazy. That was pretty intimidating. If I wouldn't have been in such a nice new Skeeter, I'd have been worried about sinking a boat. We were taking so much water on the boat, it shut my outboard down. My motor just shut off because we had just water coming in, and it was scary. Will there be deep spots this summer on Fish Life? Oh yeah, the Fish Life Hut will definitely have some deep spots. It'll have some deep spots probably next month in May. The next update we'll start having some deep spots on there. What is the South End doing? They're spawning like crazy, man, all over the lake right now. Frogman was written. It was a song that was written. Here we go. Todd Fleischer, ladies and gentlemen, one of our regular viewers that's always on here. He is actually the bus driver for Whiskey Myers, so he has a little bit of inside info for us. He said the song Frogman by Whiskey Myers was written for a popular rock band. They passed on it. Whiskey Myers picked it up. So it was one of those songs that a songwriter wrote and was trying to sell it. That's awesome, dude. The 6 Sense hooks bend out easy. Oh, hell to the no. They're a heavy gauge hook. Like, they're really, really stout. They do not bend out. I can't imagine them bending out at all. I haven't bent any of them out. They're really heavy gauged. Do I only fish popping frog? Yeah, pretty much. That's the only frog. I can do anything I want to with it. Like if I don't need another frog to walk. Like that popping frog will walk perfect. So it's just real versatile. It's April Fish Life for Fork updated. Yes, we did the update just a couple days ago. Actually, we did it right before the first on the Lake Fork package on Fish Life has been updated. Yes. Any word on trolling motor? Yeah, basically the ranch has just experienced some slowdowns. Dude, I mean, everybody's slow right now. I mean, they're working from home. I should have an answer here the next couple days on kind of what the process will be and how long it'll take. But they had to ship it off. I had to take it to Nautical Mile. They took it off the boat, and they had to ship it to Lawrence. Then I should have word on what the actual final verdict is here pretty soon. Colton Doc, best April Fool's prank. So my favorite was back in the day. The son, the people that own Lake Fork Marina, their son, Cameron Burnett, would always, for several years, he would make this big social media post about how some 17-pounder or new state record had just been weighed in at Lake Fork Marina. And he would like go as far as to take some screenshot or something that he stole from somewhere, some giant bass, and post like a real like kind of weird picture of the bass where you couldn't really tell that it wasn't from Lake Fork or anything. And he would have everybody commenting and freaking out for like a whole day, 2 days, and then come back and say April Fools. That was my favorite one. My wife actually got me on this. My wife is not a jokester, like, but she actually got me on April Fools this year. Like, she don't do very many jokes. She's not really a joking type person. She called me. I was in the kitchen or something, and she said, hey, and we're, like everybody is, I'm sure, we're like not spending any money, trying to save every dime, because I don't know when they're going to make me not run guide trips anymore with all the craziness going on. So far, so good, but we don't know what the future holds right now, so we're saving every penny. We're not spending money on anything. She said, hey, don't be mad, but I spent some money today. I said, okay. I said, what did you spend money on? She said, well, I needed some new shelving for my craft room. And I'm just, behind her back in the kitchen, I'm like, rolling my eyes, like, are you kidding me? Why? I was like, well, how much did that cost? She's like, $400. And I'm trying to not yell at this woman at this point. Like, I took a moment, took a couple deep breaths in the kitchen, kind of slowly walked to the living room, looked her in the eye with that look, and I was like, you spent how much? And she said, April Fools. She got me. I was all in on that one. She had me going. Have I used the 6 Sense Magnum square bill? Yes, I have. I have used the 6 Sense Magnum square bill. It does catch big fish. It does deflect off cover extremely well. I really like that Magnum square bill from 6 Sense. It comes through some junk really good. I like the Magnum square bill. Just buy a new trolling motor for a backup. Well, luckily I work with Nautical Mile, and they took care of me on a trolling motor to get me through till I get my new one. One hard bait from 6 Cents that I gotta have, Movement 80X. This time of year, shallow water fishing, lots of heavy cover, Movement 80X. Crankbait. It's awesome. You won't be disappointed. Is the 6 Cents frog that's coming out really all that? Mm-hmm. Yep. It's really all that. It's the best frog ever. It's unbelievable. Any good spots at Fisherman Cove? I'm here now. We didn't catch anything. Well, I can tell you, if you look at the bridge right in front of Fisherman's Cove, there's an underwater bridge just behind it, just past it. Michael Neal, when they were here for the MLF, caught 8 million bass or whatever he caught off that underwater bridge. Most overrated pro fisherman today? Overrated. He's not really overrated because everybody knows that he's not that great, but Jason Christie with a Y. Not the Oklahoma Jason Christie, but the other Jason Christie. He's kind of the guy that everybody feels like kind of bought his way in and is not really that good. Overrated? I don't know, man. That's a really hard question. And it's one that I don't want to answer. If I'm being honest, I don't want to answer that question. That would be a very difficult. I'd have to think about that one. Any chatterbait fish, one here or there. It's not the chatterbait bite hasn't really been. Man, it's sight fishing time, boys. When they get on beds, I'm looking at them a lot. When is the 6 Cents frog coming out? The second later in the year, second half of this year. Tom Fleischer said that we're gonna do politics tonight. Tom, why are you always asking me to do politics, dog? Like, that's not really my deal. I usually sound like an idiot because I don't know what I'm talking about. Why do you take the swim baits out of the rotation this week? Because no, swim bait. I'm still throwing, dude. It's hard. Like, I'm just telling you what's working for us right now. So, if you look at those baits that I put in there, you got a sight fishing rig, which is obvious. Then you got a wacky worm, a stick bait, and a frog. Well, those are all baits that my customers can fish while the other one's sight fishing, okay? So my top 5 baits is a little bit reflective on the fact that we're looking at them the whole time because these other baits are baits that we're getting bonus fish off from the back of the boat while we're looking at one. The jerk bait was a deal Captain Ron turned me on to this week, and they're biting it. It's good, so I put it in there. We're still getting bites on the swim baits too. We're still throwing the hollow belly swim baits. So, and that main lake point deal is going down. I'm just hard-headed about bed fishing. But that main lake point, the shallow main lake point deal is happening. We stopped and fished a couple of them today, even caught fish off one of them. It's happening. There's loons. I'm seeing loons visibly come up with big gizzard shad choking them down. Like, that deal is going down, Jack. Man, freaking Justin Margraves is whacking them, dude. Lee Lofsey's been posting about whacking. Like, those guys are out there on that main lake doing that, and they're stroking them. So, it's happening. I'm just an addict when it comes to bed fishing. I think at this point, a lot of my people, especially this time of year, are customers that have fished with me in years past. They expect to bed fish. They know they're coming to bed fish. That's what we're doing. Is shallow main lake point good for Carolina rig? Absolutely, always. What's the deal with the methylate worm Mark Daniels fishing? Well, we actually just did a seminar video from last Sunday. I would highly encourage you to check the video we posted last Sunday out. Ronnie Kelly sat down and we did a long talk about the methylate trickworm. Methylate trickworm is an old school. It's an OG technique. It's a very old school technique. It's just a weightless trickworm, but it's in a weird color, and especially when you're fishing a little bit of stained water in the spawn, it's good, man. It's always been good. It's an old technique that's kind of gotten forgotten a little bit, but not by the guys that make their money fishing. They remember that it still works, you know what I mean? So it's a good technique. Are you using live side on your rants? Is it any good? I haven't used it yet. I got that boat and the fish were spawning, so I haven't used it yet. I've been fishing so shallow. People ask me about any word on Monticello. I don't know. I don't have any news on Lake Monticello. Have I heard of the hybrid hunter that Todd Castledine has been promoting? Yeah, it's the Swank 77X. It's his. That's what it is. The 6 Cent Swank 77X. It's just another version of that. Or the old Spro Bubba. Was it Spro? Strike Pro. The old Strike Pro Bubba. They're all basically the same crankbait. The Strike Pro Bubba's discontinued. They're really hard to get. Swank 77X, here now, has been for a few years. It's a very similar crankbait. Any thoughts on Lake Palestine and fish life? Well, we need the right contributor. You know, that's the deal there. It's we just have such high standards. It's a challenge for us to find partners on these other lakes for the Fish Life app because it's got to be the right person. It's got to be somebody that's going to put the time in the water. It's got to be somebody that we trust has, to be quite honest with you, enough skills to pay the bills when it comes to that deal. And will spend the time on the water and is willing to kind of break the culture of bass fishing and share the goods, like put the best info out there for the public to consume. That's not a popular thing to do in bass fishing, folks. So it's challenging for us to find partners. You know, I would love to have Lake Palestine on the Fish Life app, but we need the right partner. You got to have the guy that spends the time and has the ability and willing to share. Knock, knock. HB Fishing, knock, knock. Who's there? Can a fall guide trip be booked anytime? Wait till later in the year. Best month for Lake Oak. Fall guide trip can be booked anytime. Well, I'm already booking next spring. In fact, March is like half booked already for next year. You can book it anytime. The best time in the fall to me, the best period in the fall is like October 15th to Thanksgiving is the best, usually the most consistent and best bite at Lake Fork in the fall is during that time. For all y'all saying that you figure old Captain Ron will hook me up on the Stein on Palestine, you must not know Captain Ron very well. He is not the share information on that level kind of person. He ain't telling nobody where he's fishing, Jack. Do you fish the splashback popper by 6 inch? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Somebody give me another good question. Give me a few more good questions. We'll wrap this thing up in style. It's been a great live stream tonight. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I've surely enjoyed talking to each and every one of y'all. And I think I've kind of caught up with most of the questions. Any pet peeves on your boat? Yep. Stepping on anything except the middle seat when coming down from the back deck. That middle thing is a step. Those two things on the outside are seats. Step on the step, not the seat, please. And stepping on my rods multiple times. It happens once, no problem. Hey, bub, watch those rods. If I ask you more than once, you're wrong, dog. You need to stop doing that. That's how I pay my bills. And when you break that, I just ran that guide trip for free. I never yell at anybody about it, but in my mind, it annoys me. When you, Top Flasher says, when we go back to normal, are you going to get more swag? I mean, I feel like I got all the swag I need. I mean, I don't know. I think you're talking about shirts, and yes, we will go back to selling more apparel and stuff whenever we know what's going to shake out in the world. This is a good question here. Good question here. Best pre-spawn bait in flooded, dirty water. Oh, flooded, dirty water. Man, that Movement 80X is one I would have to lean to. You know, just a flipping bait, like a black and blue jig, or just a black and blue creature bait would be good. You know, another one that's really good is a big bladed spinnerbait. I really like a big bladed spinnerbait. You can get it really close to cover, make, targeted casts with it, and bump, bump, bump around that cover. How about 3 baits? How about that? Best local restaurant for takeout? I've been living off Oak Ridge Marina here lately. Bone Reactor, yeah, Bone Reactor's a good color in that Movement 80X, a real good color. Robbie Evan 99 says, do you fish big swim baits reeling them uphill where boat is in shallow or reeling them downhill with boat in deeper water? It depends on the wind. My boat positioning and my cast direction is totally going to depend on the wind on that one piece of structure. A lot of times I fish where I want to fish structure where the wind's blowing straight into it, like the point faces this way, the wind's blowing this way. In that case, my boat's going to be out here. I'm going to be throwing them uphill, reeling them downhill. It's just going to depend on the wind, though. I might be throwing them either or. Joe Exotic favorite lure. Oh God, I've got timeout. I gotta go get Joe Exotic's favorite lure. Hold on. Wait, we're diving in, folks. Full spin. Hold on, I gotta find it. There it is. Oh, almost fell to the bottom of my boat. I wish y'all could have seen that leap. I just did into my boat. Joe Exotic's favorite lure is probably going to be this prototype 6-inch frog. It looks like a tiger, y'all. See what I did there? That's going to be his favorite lure. Back in the boat you go, Mike. I named that one Mike. He looks like Mike the Tiger from LSU. Do we have anybody on Fish Life at Texoma? Yes, we have a very good Texoma package on Fish Life. We sure do. We're very happy with our contributor there. Do I fish any deep lakes much? We know around here we don't have any what I would call traditional like deep lakes, but we do fish offshore. Like we fish 20 foot of water, 25 foot of water, 15 foot of. We do fish offshore a lot, just not this time of year. Biggest gator you've seen on Fork, in what area? 12-footer, long time ago, White Oak Bay. I haven't seen one in White Oak Bay since then. Most of the gators we see are at the north end of Little Caney. I saw a 12-footer, though, a long time ago. Sucker came right up beside my boat, scared the fire out of me because I didn't know he was there. And I looked down, and he was sitting there staring at me. I was like, oh, God, I'm going to die. Since you pulled out the upcoming frog, how soft is it? Reason I asked, Wheeler went on at length about that yesterday. It is soft. Way softer than a Spro. A little bit longer, walks better, the hooks are longer, so the hookup ratio is going to be better. You can still spit. It's got a cup mouth. It's so good, and it's very soft. The hookup ratio is going to be unbelievable on that frog. The hookup ratio is unbelievable. I've caught a bunch of fish on that frog. Have I ever fished Lake Cumberland? I've never been to Kentucky, so I've never fished Lake Cumberland. Kentucky is one of the few states in this nation I have not been to. What? Fork has gators? Yeah, Fork's got some gators. Fork's got quite a few gators. Who is the frog going to be made by? That's going to be by 6 Cents Fishing. One more time, go to 6 Cents Fishing. Order up your new baits. When you do, punch in that code, 6centsfishing.com. Or when you order them, punch in, I'm monkeying this up. Punch in that code, your Lake Fork Guide. You'll get a 10% discount if you order anything at 6centsfishing.com. Hey, somebody said them horns behind you go up. Well, maybe if y'all wasn't scared to play us again, I don't know what. I'm just saying. Bring old ZW and let's fish Cumberland. Man, come on. I think I'm going to wait till it's a little bit warmer before I come up there. But, yeah, there's a lot of places I want to go fish. It's hard for me to get away. I get so tied down to the guiding schedule here, and we do it year-round. It's tough. It's tough. Boys, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up, man. Appreciate you guys. Another awesome live stream. Another awesome week at bass fishing. Another awesome week. The world might be kind of coming down around us right now, but in my life, things are unbelievable. And I owe that all to each and every one of you, man. You guys have helped me build this platform. I hope you continue to help me build this platform. We're going to keep trying to do things better as much as we can. Appreciate all of you so much. And one more question. How much longer will you be able to sight fish? Probably till the end of May right now. Hopefully that'll help you. We'll see you next time. Thank y'all right here on your Lake Fork Guide.